The Yoga Vasistha is telling us that there's only consciousness. This isn't a philosophical statement. It's something which ideally should be empirically obvious, but it's not. And because it's not obvious, it gets taken as a philosophical statement, and then we get caught up in philosophical problems. There's no doubt that there are philosophical implications. You know, we have minds and we think, and if somebody says there's only consciousness, then how come there's apparent differences? How come thoughts to the contrary and beliefs to the contrary arose within that? And this is really what this is where Rama is at the moment. He's asking questions about how certain things arise within one consciousness. And one of the things he was asking about recently was how come a sense of I and other arise, and how come there are holy people. And Vasistha replied in terms of something called order, niyati, order. And there is order, isn't there? There's not chaos going on. We do seem to be experiencing definite things. It's not just all a kind of psychedelic haze. There does seem to be some kind of order. And this order in the Yoga Vasistha expresses itself in terms of a particular cosmology based on elements. So he explains how the elements arose and how everything's based on the elements. And from that time we get time, and then we get the hierarchy of the gods. In our culture, we've got expressions of this order as well. We get it in physics and science. We get it in mathematics. Mathematics seems to be about order, and so does science. If there wasn't any order, we wouldn't have technology. We wouldn't be able to create technology. There's an interesting debate about the nature of mathematics. It's within the context of something called postmodernism. Postmodernism suggests that there's no absolute point of view. All beliefs, all systems of thought are relative. There's no such thing as absolute truth. Although the very notion of postmodernism seems quite absolute in its own way. And certainly I don't think there's any contradiction between postmodernism and the teachings of the Yoga Vasistha. Yoga Vasistha is teaching that all beliefs are simply that, beliefs. They're all notions, and we're not interested in notions. We're trying to get beyond notions. And it seems to me that postmodernism might be trying to do the same thing. And postmodernism's approach to mathematics, for example, is interesting. It used to be mathematics was thought as something objective, something out there, independent of our own consciousness. But postmodernism says, no, it's not. Postmodernism is actually a result of our postmodernism saying that mathematics is actually a result of our cognitive process. And some people have a problem with that. They have a problem with the idea that somehow mathematics is not this independent structure that the human mind is gradually discovering and exploring. You know, I wonder why they've got a problem with that. The problem seems to arise from the idea that there's consciousness here, and outside there's some inert structure called the world or the universe, which the scientists and mathematicians are somehow exploring. Somehow that inert structure is more real than our consciousness, which is quite a strange thing to suppose. You can see the benefits, of course, because it gives us some kind of consensual reality. It's like the rule of law. You know, we need to obey the rule of law, otherwise we've got some kind of anarchy. So they want to say that yes, there's this external body of knowledge which we're exploring. But if it's all consciousness, there's no need to put down individual consciousness. There's no need to diminish consciousness at the extent of some kind of external objective reality. If it's all consciousness, then the problem doesn't arise. The problem doesn't arise. There's no conflict between consciousness and the idea of this external universe. This external universe is simply a reflection of consciousness. Then the postmodern debate dissolves, basically. So there is this natural order, and it's inherent in consciousness. And we can describe that natural order in any way we like. You know, we can describe it in terms of Hindu cosmology, or in terms of mathematics, or in terms of physical theory. So the next thing that Ram wonders about is how the jiva arose, the notion of the individual soul. So that's in the next chapter.